Routing loops. Now loops are very important. Now in with RIP version 1, RIP version 2, or even in IGRP also, it can be a loop. There is a loop problem. Loop, that means layer 3 loop, where the packets will go around and round and round, and it can go till infinity if you don't stop them, or if you don't have any mechanism to stop them. Then what it will do, it can do loop around, and it can loop it to infinity time. So routing loops are caused by the inconsistency in routing state among a set of routers. They occur in imperfectly designed networks and have a negative effect on performing their impact the performance, and they impact end-to-end performance through the increased packet loss and delay for packet caught in the loop, and through increased link utilization and corresponding delay for packets that traverse link but are not caught in the loop. Now suppose one packet got in the loop. Suppose we have two routers here, they are connected together, and only one packet is caught in the loop and it is looping here. Now what it will do, it will actually consume the whole bandwidth. It will consume the whole bandwidth. It will block everything. If normal packet which is not caught in the loop, they will also not able to pass from here. It will also get jam, and bottleneck will be created, and it will do block everything. So it can create a big problem for the busy network. So routing loops occurs when routing tables are not updated fast enough, when one of the network becomes unreachable due to the slow convergence updates of routing table between all routers, and some routers will end up with incorrect routing table and will broadcast that routing table to another routers, and these incorrect routing tables will cause packets to travel repeatedly in circle. So when it happens, because sometime, like first thing is like routing table is not updating quickly. For example, in RIP what happens, it only update the routing table after every 30 seconds, and till that 30 seconds they don't do anything, and don't do anything, whatever happens they will not update anything, they will not send anything, they will not inform anyone about anything. So what, the other routers can send the information. And one more problem of RIP is it is doing the broadcast, and IGRP also do the broadcast. So when they do the broadcast, they don't verify the information. If information is coming from some neighbor router that this network is there or this network is not there, so they don't verify, they just accept the information, and we call it like routing by rumors. So they believe in rumors and they accept the rumors, and it can cause the incorrect entries in the routing table. And when you have an incorrect entries, then it can do what, it can lead to the routing loops. For example, I will show you this. Like we have these three routers here, router 1, router 2 and router 3, and they are connected with networks. Like for example, here it is connected to network 10, here it is connected to network 20, and here it is connected to network 30. Now they will exchange the routing table, and they will exchange that these networks are connected here. Now they will do only after 30 seconds, and they do broadcast also, version 1. So what happens if suppose this network 10 goes down here, so this router knows that the network is down, but it will not inform the other router until the 30-second timer will expire. Now till then everything will work for, okay, because when whatever the packet comes to this router for network 10, it will drop those packets because the network is not available. But now what, when the 30 timer expires, then this router will send the information as a broadcast to this router. It says that network 10 is down. Now what this router will do, it will remove the entry of network 10 from here. If suppose it removes the entry that there is no entry for 10 now, and network 10 entry was coming from router 1, it knows that I can go to router 1 to reach the network 10, but it will remove the network 10 from here. It says okay, now it is not available, but it will not inform this router 3 until the timer expire. Now if before the router 2's timer expire, router 3 timer expire first. Now router 3 will send the information of routing table to this router 2, and it says that I have the information about network 10, and it says that I have network and I can reach the network 10 through router 2. Now it will do what? It will add the routing table here, it will add the network here, because this entry is not there, the right entry which was saying you can reach the router from router 1, the network from router 1. Now it creates the new entry, it says okay, I know the network 10 is there and it is informed by router 3, that means I can reach the network 10 by using router 3. It is the wrong entry. The right entry is that network 10 is reachable through router 1, but because it is removed and it is getting the wrong entry from router 3, and it is accepting it because it is broadcast, and it is not giving its own information to router 3 because of the timer. Now what happened, any packet comes from this network 30, then what, it will say okay, I can go from router 2, it will send it to router 2, and router 2 says okay, I can go to network 10 but through router 3, and it will do what, it will send back the packet to router 3 again. Then router 3 will send to router 2, router 2 will send to router 3, router 3, 2, 3, 2, and the packet will start looping. So why it is happening? Because the wrong entry is there, inconsistent entry is there, wrong entry is created. So that is why we have some mechanisms to block or to prevent this looping. First one is the maximum hop counts. So maximum hop counts for the RIP is what, 15, to prevent the looping. Prevent the looping, that means what, when the packet first time routes from one router 3 to router 2, the packet which was looping, it will set the time to leave value to 15. Time to leave, that means when the time to leave value, time to leave TTL value will be 0, the packet will not go ahead, and it sets the value to 15 here. And then when it routes from the other router, so other router do what, it will minus 1 from here, from 15. So every router who sends the packet to other router, it removes 1 from it, and one time it will become 0. That means after moving 15 times, it will become 0, and this time when it reaches to some router and it says the time to leave value is 0, then it will drop the packet, it says the time to leave expire and I cannot forward the packet. So by this hop count value, what happened, the packet will not go and loop for infinity time, it will only loop for 15 times. So somehow we can stop them, it is like it will stop, and if it is not there, then it will go on to loop for infinity time. So it is not going to loop for infinity time because of the hop count, and it will stop the loop after 15 seconds, 15 hops. Now this 15 is for the RIP, because in RIP we have a lot of chances of this looping, because in RIP version 1 it do what, it do the broadcast, don't send the update, new update directly, it waits for the update timer, so there is more chances there. So in RIP version 1 and 2 both, they use 15 hop counts. Other protocols like IGRP, it uses 100 hop counts, and because of that it can support the big network also, and RIP does not support the big network. So in IGRP there is a less chance of the looping, so what it do, it supports the 100 hop counts. So other routing protocols suppose 100 to 255 hop counts. Now one more option we have in the routers, and that is split horizon. Now this split horizon is also enabled. It actually enables in the routers right now. And what it do here, it to prevent the routing loop, it will do not send the information to the router which sends the information to that router itself. Now that means what? If you see the scenario here, now what happened and when, why the packet goes looping? Because of this wrong entry. Because of this wrong entry. Now why this wrong entry comes here? Because of this router 3. Because the router 3 sends the information saying that I know network 10 and I can reach the network 10. and it can reach through network 10 by router 2, because that means what, this information which router 3 has, it is actually sent by router 2 itself, and it is sending the same information to router 2 which is sent by router 2, and it creates the wrong entry here. So in simple, split horizon, what it do, whatever the information coming from one router, it will not send that information to that router itself. Like we have these three routers here, and they are having some networks connected, like network 10 here, network 20 here, and network 30 here. So it's very simple. In split horizon, it will not send the information to the same router which it gets the information. Now this router 1, this between router 2, this router 2, this is router 1, this is router 2, and this is router 3. Now this router 2 gets the information of network 10. Remember, network 10 from router 2, and network 30 information, I will write it here. This router will get the information of network 10 from router 2, and network 30, it will get the information of network 30 from router 3. Now when it sends the routing table to this side or this side, so it will not give that information which it gets from router 1. Oh, okay, it is router 1, sorry. So it will not send that information to router 1 again. That means when it sends the routing table, so it will not send both the entries to everyone. It will send network 10 this side. It says I have network 10 because network 10 is coming from router 1. So it will send it to router 3, it will not send it to router 1. So when it sends the update both sides, in this side and this side, so it will send network 10 information in this side, and it will send network 30 information in this side. It will not send network 10 information this side, it will not send. It will send only this network 30 to this side. Why? Because network 10 is coming from the router 1 itself. And when it sends the network information routing table to this side, so it will it will send only network 10, it will not send network 30. And this is what split horizon option. So this split horizon do what? It very simple. It says the information, when you get information from one router, so you will not send the same information to that particular router. And by doing this, we can prevent this routing loop, because this wrong entry was created by router 3, and router 3 sent the information saying I know the network 10, but it knows the network 10 from router 2 itself, and it sent the information to router 2 itself. So when it does not send the router 2 information about network 10, because it gets the information from router 2, so it will not create this wrong entry, and it will not create the loop. Now this split horizon option is by default enabled in every router. Remember, it is enabled in every router by default. Then one more option, the split horizon is enough to prevent the loop, but sometime it will also fail. So we have the another option, it is called route poisoning. Now route poisoning will do what? It is not enabled by default in our routers. It actually do what? When the network goes down, so it will poison the network. It will not remove the entry. Like for example, in this scenario, what happens when network 10 goes down here? So this router 1 sends the information to router 2 that network 10 goes down. Now what happened? It removes the write entry from here. It removes the write entry from here, and that is why it creates this wrong entry. Now that route poisoning will do what? When it is enabled, so it will do what? It will not remove the write entry, it will actually poison the write entry. Now poison means what? Let's say for example RIP. Poison means what? RIP can go only 15 hops. So it will make the hop count as a 16 or 17. Let's say for example I say 16. That means it say what? That I can reach to network 10. It says the entry was saying here that you can go to network 10. So the right entry was that you can reach to network 10 and through router 1, and the hop count is what? 1, like here. So the hop count was 1. Now when you poison, when the router 1 says the network is down, so it will poison the root here. That means what? It will remove the hop count 1 and it will say I can go, but I can go to hop count, after hop count 16 hops. Remember 16 means unreachable for RIP. In other protocols it will be other values, like in IGRP it will be more than 100 or 255, but for RIP it is 16. 16 means unreachable, so it will not remove the right entry. So when the router 3 says I know network 10, it will not create this new entry because the right entry is still there. Only the problem is the hop count is unreachable, so it will not remove the entry. But once some packet comes to router 2 and it says to go to network 10, so router 2 will check, okay, I can go to network 10, yes, I have an information, but okay, I cannot go because the hop count is 16. So here it will drop the packet will not load. It will say because it is not reachable, so I will not able to send the packet. And when when this network comes back, the router 1 says that okay, the network is back, so it will change the hop count to 1. It removes the poison here. But this information, this option is not enabled by default. This root poisoning option, it is not enabled by default in our routers. By default you have split horizon enabled. By default the hop counts are set for every protocol, different hop counts, and also by default the hold down timer is also set. We have already seen the hold down timer. Hold down timer is 180 for every routers. So it will do what? It will keep the entry, it will not remove the entry. So the problem was here that it was removing the right entry, that is why the wrong entry was creating. So it will not remove the right entry. Whenever suppose the router 1 says the network is down, still it will not remove the entry. It will keep it for at least 180 seconds. And it will wait for 180 seconds. Now wait 180 seconds, till then multiple updates will come, and if suppose the network is come back, then it will say okay, the network is back, no problem. But if suppose the network is not coming back after 180 seconds also, then there is invalid timer also, and then also the flush timer. So this 180 and 240 or 270, 280 flush timer is enough for preventing the loop. So these are the options we have to prevent the loop, whether you are using the RIP or any other protocol. But this is most importantly for RIP version 1 if you are using, or even RIP version 2 or IGRP we are using. It is very much important. But the other protocols, like the advanced protocols, we have enhanced IGRP or even a OSPF. So there is very less chances of having a loop in those protocols. So this is the routing loops, and routing loops creates like this, and there are some prevention options we have for routing loops.